All right, let's talk about the Neil Young, Joe Rogan, and the Spotify situation. Um, it's so unfortunate, and I mean, it's pretty ridiculous, and I feel bad, and it's just bad for everybody involved. One, maybe Neil Young's fans. I mean, I guess he's had some kooky political views for a while now, so maybe so I guess they know what they're into. But like, listen, like if you love Neil Young's music, I mean, as someone who has my political views, almost none of my favorite musicians or people directors or any people in the creative field or whatever will not share. I mean, very rarely would share my political views. So I just rather not hear it to like ruin any kind of music or movies for myself. But I already expect that. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that maybe 50% of Neil Young's fan base or whatever probably wouldn't agree with him. So I mean, one that gonna kind of tinge his music a little bit. There's that. Um, there is Spotify. I mean, first of all, screw Spotify because the Joe Rogan experience was available for everybody. Like I could see if you're a for-profit company, you are trying to help society. I mean, obviously you're trying to make a profit while doing it. You need to be compensated for your hard work, but you should add to society, right? And Spotify, with their Spotify music, they were adding to society. They have this one app where you can, I mean, a whole bunch of music is owned by all sorts of different labels, but they could, they are able to combine all these licenses together. So you just pay one small monthly fee, and you get access to all this music, which is great. Now here, what they've done with the Joe Rogan Experience is like the opposite of that. Joe Rogan Experience was already available on YouTube, SoundCloud, like Apple, you know what I mean, Apple Podcasts, and they just basically got greedy, wanted to make their platform the only platform for, you know what I mean, or they were trying to get their platform to become the platform for podcasts or whatever. So like, hey, we're gonna buy the most popular podcast out right now. We're gonna force people to listen through only this stream or like our app, and all other podcasts will come to Spotify. I mean, probably hasn't happened. That probably will never happen. Why would you need the Spotify app to listen to? There's already like plenty of good Stitcher or whatever, plenty of free good um, apps that you can listen to podcasts from. Even YouTube too. Like I subscribe to a ton of channels on YouTube, ton of content. It's just so much more convenient if Joe Rogan was on the YouTube too. So they caused, instead of adding to helping society, they actually try to like advance, their agenda, their brand by taking away from society. But they created this one pinch point, because if Joe Rogan was on every, like, if he was on all the platforms, there is no one pinch point. I mean, oh well, what are they gonna do to like to like go to sponsors or whatever? But there's only one neck to wring here, one neck to cancel, and that's Spotify. So if they can, I mean, not that his podcast is gonna go away. I mean, I'm pretty sure if he gets kicked off of Spotify, he'll still be super popular or whatever. But now they have this one choke point. And here comes Neil Young saying that it's either his music catalog or the Joe Rogan Experience, because he's spreading, vaccine misinformation or whatever. And the unfortunate thing is that like one would wonder, like, this guy is probably in his 70s, 80s. Like, does he listen to podcasts, or like, who's really behind this? Is this like his decision really, or is this like his handlers or his like young wife or whatever? Like, who's putting pressure on Neil Young to make come out with this political statement? I don't know, but it's worth thinking about. I mean, for one, like, it seems like weird. Like, okay, let's say, never mind that all the like questionable music or whatever. Like, let's say There's all sorts of music on Spotify that would glorify violence, rape, whatever, murder. Does he have an objection to that? Of course he doesn't, because that's our artistic expression. Okay. Well, what about gazillion other podcasts on Spotify that probably advocate for like big government socialism? Now, granted, what if economists are right and socialism, you know what I mean, actually slows growth, and millions upon millions of people in the future are going to be much poorer because of the, you know what I mean, because of the socialism, or what, like, you know, like, I'm not saying that's 100% true, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of ideas on the Spotify app that, like, you know, like the people talk about, if implemented, would potentially cause millions upon millions of people in the future to suffer. I mean, you just can't just say no to that. It's a possibility, right? So does he have a problem with that? And that's the Spotify's issue too. It's like, if they just remained like SoundCloud or YouTube or something, right? Or like where everybody gets to upload these videos, right? And you just remain a neutral platform for just like, hey, we host videos and audio files, podcasts or whatever, and if it's illegal, we'll take it down. But if it's legal, we don't really take it down, because people, you know what I mean, anybody can upload to whatever, you know. But now they created, Spotify put themselves in this stupid situation where people think that if it's on Spotify, it's Spotify endorsed, you know. And now you can't be on, it's almost like Neil Young can't be on the same record label as the Joe Rogan Experience or whatever, you know, as if Neil Young or whatever, like, is like endorsing Joe Rogan or whatever, you know. So it's just bad. It's just bad all around. Like, I think Spotify is going to fail. They're not going to. Their contract with Joe Rogan is probably going to expire. I mean, Joe Rogan himself, his reach is probably gone down a lot for jumping on Spotify, because it's just a pain in the ass. If you get all your content through YouTube or whatever, you know, it's just like a pain in the ass to, like, oh, I forgot the Joe Rogan Experience. That's a cool show. Okay, yeah, let me fire up my Spotify app or whatever, you know. So just all around really, really stupid. Not to mention, I mean, did Neil Young advocate against GMO? I'm pretty sure that's a little unscientific. Didn't he spread unscientific misinformation too? So yeah, man, like, just bad news all around, and yeah, screw Neil Young.